You have arrived at your destination.
All right, guys, another holiday in the books. It's Halloween this time. Spooky, scary.
It is Halloween.
Yes, it is.
My most wonderful time.
Is it your favorite holiday?
It's always been my favorite holiday.
Yeah, I knew it would be. So, listeners, if you haven't checked out a holiday episode before, go back into the archives, peep it out. But I'm back with my holiday correspondent, my sister Leslie, and we're talking all about Halloween today. Mm-hmm. Talking about Halloween's past from the days of yore, and the stuff that we like and the stuff that we don't like about Halloween. Mm-hmm. So it's a Halloween day, guys.
There's not much to not like about Halloween, in my opinion.
Yeah?
Yeah.
What's your favorite? What are some of your favorite things about Halloween? The orange and black.
Right.
I just love the orange and black combination.
That whole motif.
Throw some purple in there and
Or
you're
some
really
lime
off to the races.
green.
You know, purple's a pretty underrated Halloween color.
It really is.
You know, just throw that out and you're off to the races. Yeah. Here you go. Throw some purple in there.
I love how our major beef so far with Halloween is that the color purple is not incorporated nearly enough.
No, not enough. Orange and black is getting all the praise here. Mm-hmm. But purple. To me, purple's the new black.
Purple and lime green.
Yeah, lime green's Halloween. I guess it is.
Yeah,
like
it's
a witch's skin.
Yeah, or the color of like goo.
The color of slime.
Or yeah, what's in a cauldron? It's usually green.
The color of goo. But yeah, dude.
Gross.
So here it is, guys. Halloween is right around the corner. Leslie, what have you done to prepare yourself for this holiday?
Well, I obviously started decorating my house way earlier than was probably appropriate.
Yeah, that's basically what I was getting at here. Yeah.
So, yeah, I started decorating for Halloween in early April, and it's finally here.
Yes, once Cinco de Mayo hits, that's Halloween time for me.
Yeah, that's the signal. And went to the Haunted Hotel this past Sunday, which was nice. You know, I'm kind of like...
Was David Pumpkins there?
He was not there. I was so...
100 floors of frights. And the skeletons are part of it.
I made sure to go during Nana hours, which was Sunday, promptly at 8 o'clock, so nice. I didn't have to stand in a 4-hour line.
Nana hours?
Yeah.
8 a.m.?
Yeah.
Did you really go at 8 a.m.?
No, I went at 8 o'clock at night, but it was on a Sunday. You know, like the less popular hours, because those lines get ridiculous, and they always have the porta potties out there, which I'm not a fan of. So I'm like, I'm not going to stand in line long enough to have to go to the bathroom.
Here's my biggest beef, okay, when it comes to haunted houses. I could wait no longer. I had to spill this. My biggest complaint about haunted houses is there's always going to be some dipshit with a chainsaw that's like insistent on you running away.
Oh, yeah. But he was there.
I'm like, I'm 265 pounds. So I'm not going to just run. Like, I'm just going to stand there and you're going to rip this saw in my face, right. I guess. Like,
what other choice do I have?
I'm not going to run. All right, you picked the wrong guy. All right, scare some kids.
Yeah,
I'm not going anywhere.
Or okay, so you have the chainsaw guy, and then my beef that goes along with the chainsaw guy are like the teenage boys that are in line and they think that they're hard asses.
Oh,
They're like, yeah, bro, bring it. Come on. What are you gonna do?
What are you gonna do, bro?
Yeah. And
did you see that? I mean, I've seen this for a couple years now, but those like haunted house experiences where you have to like sign a waiver because you will be touched and like, I don't know, tortured.
Yeah.
You'll be mangled. It's basically, we're going to hold you up and rob you.
Yeah,
I feel
you
like
may not survive. So, no, when we went to the haunted hotel, they had a sign right out front, and it said, you know, you will be touched. And then it said, you may be shocked. And I was like, oh, shocked as in startled, surprised. No, you were actually shocked.
With a cattle prod.
They take you in this back room, put you on a hook, and no. But the walls, they had these little kind of, I don't know what you would call it, but these kind of boards like up on the wall, and you couldn't see them because it was really dark. So if you were touching the wall, it would literally shock you. Yeah.
What if you had like a defibrillator or something?
I know. It's like,
or
no.
or a pacemaker is what I meant to say. It would act as a defibrillator.
I'm like, man, that would be kind of bulky to carry in there.
Yeah,
But
it's quite a carry on
like,
there.
look, I'm taking
I go
this
nowhere
with me.
without this. You never know.
You never know,
You're
bro.
never gonna know when you
you're
need
gonna
this.
save somebody's life.
Yeah, the life you save might be your own. You never know. This is it's going to be scary. I'm planning for the worst case scenario.
Yeah. And they said that you will get wet. And yes, there were times.
Good Lord. What is this?
Basically, they just dump a bucket of water on you and then electrocute you.
Yeah, basically. We're going to throw you into this live. Here, hold this down
Hold
power
this
line.
radio. Jump in this bathtub.
Yeah, you're going to love it.
Yeah.
But good thing you signed this waiver. So
And you paid $25 to get in.
it's basically just a murder factory. You're paying them to kill you. It's like a Kevorkian-like scenario. Yeah, I'm not a big fan of haunted houses. They're not scary to me, and it's always like some clown. Like, I feel like there's always a guy with a chainsaw.
Well,
There's
yeah,
the
of course.
bloody clown or the disturbed clown
I
guy.
don't think I saw a clown in this one at all. Surprisingly,
A ring-like girl.
no ring light girl.
No.
Clowns are out, Sean. It's 2018.
Do you think?
Come on.
Let me ask you a question. Do you think clowns are scary?
Yes.
I don't really think that they're scary too much.
I think that they're scary even. Okay, because honestly, how often do you ever see a clown in real life?
Just like in a controlled environment, like a circus, which I go to never. So.
Right. So if you were to see a clown
McDonald's.
in real,
Every time I go to McDonald's, basically.
Ronald's always there.
Dude, always there.
Yep. Open to close.
Man, he's just working like a dog up there at the Mickey D's.
He is.
I heard they're going
Hanging
to
out with
change
all
the
the
name to
kids.
Ronald's soon.
No, but I mean, if you actually saw someone out at, say, your Walgreens, your
Yeah.
Kroger, somebody randomly dressed as a clown for no reason, you don't think that's creepy?
I mean, if I saw somebody for no reason, but
Yeah.
all reasons are like kid's birthday, circus.
I mean, but if somebody was just in full clown regalia, like
Yeah, full
casually,
regalia.
casually picking up a pack
Yeah,
of
I mean-
smokes at Circle K.
Yeah, but also too, like that guy that would always go into Cracker Barrel dressed like Santa Claus. That's creepy.
How did I miss that guy?
Oh, you don't know that guy?
No.
Like he lives in Sellersburg and he's always dressed as Santa Claus all
The
year round.
Sellersburg Santa? How have I
The
never...
Sellersburg, like he's like a serial killer.
Yeah.
The Sellersburg Santa.
The Sellersburg Santa was in here? How have I never heard of this guy?
I don't know, but yeah, he wears like green suspenders and like a red shirt. Very Santa-like. Saint Nick, jolly. He is.
What kind of car does he drive?
I don't
Cargo
know.
van?
Probably a sled. Yeah. Blacked out windows. All the windows.
Right.
There's cardboard in the windows, so that way you can't see in.
Got
Who
a
knows?
spare tire on at least.
I mean,
Two of them.
Yeah,
Two of the tires.
That's creepy. I mean, so yeah, I guess if I saw a clown out in the wild, it would be creepy. I'm not scared of. I'm not really afraid of clowns. John Wayne Gacy, serial killer, pretty scary. Pennywise in the It movie, kind of scary. Other than that, not too much.
Yeah, they are scary.
Did you see the new It movie?
I did.
Did you like it? I mean, it's not even new anymore, but did you like it?
Yeah, but it was not my favorite Stephen King movie either.
No.
So I was just like, oh, yeah, they did a pretty good job.
Yeah, that's what I thought. Knocked it out of the park. Those kids, boy, they killed it. Mm-hmm. So good job, kids.
Literally
And
in
Bi-
the movie. They
and Bill
killed it.
Hader is going to be in the
I know, I'm
new
super.
one, so I'm very excited about
yeah,
that.
I'm excited only for Bill Hader being in there.
Yeah, that really changed things for
The
me.
game.
Yeah, but we'll be talking about, listeners. We're going to be talking about all of our favorite spooky Halloween movies a little bit later on in the podcast. But until then, you're going to have to sit through the bullshit,
And there's lots of
and
it.
there's lots of it. So yeah, I haven't done much to prepare for Halloween. I did go to a Halloween party last night.
How was it?
It was great.
What did you go
Big
as?
shout out to Joe Brock. It's his housewarming / Halloween party. Had some tecates. I wore just a regular mask. My cousin Ryan and I went, or our cousin Ryan and I went.
I was like, oh, he's only your cousin
yeah,
now?
but we just wore masks, so we were basically burglars. But I couldn't wear a full mask because I had to have my mouth ready to chug some tecate, obviously.
Yeah. And did you actually go and rob houses after you were done?
Yeah, I just
Or a liquor store?
I just made my sweater really stripy and
Yeah. Did you rob the liquor store of Tecate? And
from
then go
Tecate,
to,
yes. Oh man, these tecates are pretty hot.
Scrape the serial numbers off.
Yes. These are hot Tecates. Well, put them in the fridge. No, they're stolen. That's what I'm saying. No, but yeah, so it was fun. That's about all I've done to really celebrate. I haven't decorated much. I've been watching some scary movies lately, and I've been on a big Twilight Zone marathon.
I thought you were just going to say simply Twilight, and then I was going to judge you harshly.
I've been really doing a big Twilight. I've been in the Twilight Zone. I've been in the Twilight Zone. Is it going to be Team Bella? Is it going to be Team Jacob?
Who
will
is
she
it
pick?
going to be? I know.
Who will she pick, guys? You tell me. Did you see Twilight? Have you ever seen the movies?
Yeah, I did.
Boy.
Wow.
Good Lord.
If the books weren't bad enough.
I
Man.
actually read I read the first 2 books, and I got halfway through the 3rd book before I was like, you know what? I'm done with this.
You know what? The first movie, when he basically looked at Bella and said, Hold on, Spider Monkey. I was like, you lost me. I'm done forever.
I knew exactly what line you were going to say, too, because that's embarrassing to me.
It
I
made
get
me
like
cringe
embarrassment
of
hearing
watching
it.
TV. Yeah, me too.
And then when they run, I hated the running.
And they're glittery. I mean, what the hell?
Yeah.
Why?
Let me ask you this question, because I did watch a great vampire movie the other day. It's called Daybreakers. Have you ever seen Daybreakers?
No.
It's pretty tight. Came out, when all the vampire movies came out about 10 years ago. So kind of got lost in the shuffle, but really good. It has an actor whom I hate in it, but he makes it.
Well, do tell.
Ethan Hawke.
Oh,
I can't stand
yeah.
the look of that guy. He's the main actor. But yeah, but Ethan
He
Hawke.
always looks like he just sucked on a lemon.
Yeah.
Like when you see his face. It's
He looks
always
like he just ate a dog shit sandwich.
It's always like puckered in. And
He looks like he's just done heroin for years. Like he just looks pale and sunken in.
maybe he has.
Maybe. I don't know.
Maybe that's
I'm
why
not
he
here to
kinda
judge
fell
you,
off.
Ethan Hawke. But
I'm sure you're listening, by the way.
yeah.
So no offense.
But Willem Dafoe's in it, which is great. So
The ugliest man alive.
hey, man, he is just nailing it in this movie. But yeah, basically, it's like kind of a sci-fi horror film, and everybody in the world are basically like vampirism is so readily available or so readily rampant that basically almost all the population are vampires at this point. They have like turned, and the humans
They got turned.
But the humans are scarce, so blood is like scarce, and people start like the vampires start going fucking ape shit. And if a vampire drinks another vampire's blood or drinks their own blood, they like revert to like almost like a bat-like creature. Like they
Yikes.
become like horribly bat-like.
Disfigured.
Yeah, and it's pretty cray. And basically, Ethan Hawke like he's working on a synthetic blood thing. And,
When he's
and
not-
hilarity ensues.
When he's not shooting heroin,
Yeah,
obviously.
exactly.
Yeah.
And Sam Neill's in it, an actor that I do really like from Jurassic Park.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, I like him.
Nice. Have you seen, there's another really good vampire movie, and I don't think it gets a lot of cred, and it's not like a creepy, I mean, it's somewhat creepy, but not like a in-your-face scary. It's called Let the Right One In.
Oh, yeah.
You've seen that one?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
The original?
Yeah, I really liked that one.
Yeah, I like that one too. They remade it, but I didn't see it. I think it's just called Let Me In. They remade it for America.
Yeah, I've seen Let the Right One In.
Yeah.
Because it was like a Swedish film, right?
Yeah.
That's the one that I saw.
Yeah, that was pretty legit.
Because
I saw
we're
that some
so
years ago.
artsy.
Yeah,
and-
oh my God, I
and
only
so
like the
film-
original.
Yeah, I only like the Swedish version,
Yeah.
people.
It's like when people told me that they like the Swedish version of Girl with a Dragon Tattoo, and I'm just like, no, you don't.
No.
It's not as good. The American version was kick-ass.
It was kick-ass. I liked that
But I
movie.
kind of like the girl that was in the Swedish version better than the girl that was in the American version.
Not gonna lie, didn't see the Swedish version.
Yeah, it's all right. It's kind of like I don't know. It's not like as heavy because like the book is like pretty heavy and like dark and like all kinds of stuff, and like the Swedish version's more like faster paced. I
I
guess.
was gonna say, was it just like a bunch of death metal in the background?
Yeah, just a bunch of death metal. Like it's just really goth in
Yeah.
there. Dude, speaking of being really goth, here we are chugging Apothic Dark.
This podcast is brought to you by Apothic Dark.
Yeah. So
Which-
no
can we-
bitch wine.
No bitch wine this time.
Not this holiday season.
We had to make it a little relevant.
It's not very good, but it looks like blood.
It does. So yeah.
It's festive. I mean, I think it's fine. I'm not a big wine person.
I'm not a big red wine person, but I was like, hey, it's Halloween. It sounds
It's alcohol.
it's right.
It's alcoholic.
Why not?
It kind of tastes like Glühwein, but not
a little
warm.
bit. Mm-hmm.
So, it is what it is. But yeah, Apothic Dark. I appreciate
Found it
that.
at the old Walgreens on
So,
sale this week,
guys,
$9.50.
$9.50 at your local Walgreens.
Treat yourself.
Make it happen.
Mm-hmm.
Enjoy your Halloween on us for $9.50. But yeah,
Pro tip.
it looks like blood, so that's always fun.
Works. Mm-hmm.
So back in the day, we had some pretty awesome times around Halloween.
Absolutely.
And I think we should just kind of dive into our childhood because people like to hear those dumb stories from when we were kids because we were dumb.
We were dumb.
Basically. But yeah, I was thinking I was trying to think of some great costumes. And I'll tell you, one of the costumes that always sticks out to me is that I had. One of my first costumes was the Beetlejuice costume.
How old were you when you were Beetlejuice?
Oh my God. I don't know, 4 or 5.
Oh my God.
But it was like the Beetlejuice cartoon because it was basically like the striped suit was like whatever, and it had a plastic cartoon Beetlejuice mask.
Right. And I loved too when we were kids, and I'm sure that the quality is probably a little bit better now.
Yeah.
But you just put on like that whole one piece costume that ties around your neck.
Yeah.
But you know what? If anybody had like a lit cigarette within like 2 feet of you, you would literally go up in flames.
Yeah.
Like, I don't think these were flame retardant at all.
I think that they were flame. I don't know. Like I feel like you would just go up basically.
Yeah, they're like,
in
well,
a
let's
puff of
hose,
smoke.
yeah. Let's just hose this down in kerosene before we put it on the shelves.
Yeah,
but that shiny like rayon material.
Yeah. Was it rayon? Yeah, polyester or rayon or something?
Something so
But that was a
shiny.
good one. I think the first costume I ever remember having was Spider-Man.
I remember your Spider-Man.
Same scenario there. Mm-hmm. Basically, the one piece with the tie in the back.
Yep.
And then
the plastic mask.
The plastic mask.
Which
with the
was-
staples on the side. You could lose an eye.
But hey,
You could lose an eye, guys. We know someone that happened to.
we actually do.
Oh my gosh. Anyway, what are some of your favorite costumes from when you were a kid?
I would have to say, and it was only because it was my first costume that I designed, air quotes,
Nice.
designed myself, and I wanted to be a rock star. And I don't know if you remember.
I think I do remember the rock star wig and the glasses that were
Yep.
like the glasses were cool because they would have like a chain that went
Yes.
behind the ears that looked like earrings.
Yes. So the lenses were red.
Yeah.
And you put the chains like behind your ears, and then it had like 2 big skulls with crossbones, and those
Yeah.
were your earrings. Then I had this kaleidoscope of color, like tinsel wig.
Yeah. It kind of looked like a pom-pom or something, or like the streamers that go on your bike. Like they're like
Yeah.
silver and purple metallic.
It reminded
Yeah.
me of like Christmas tinsel that
Yeah.
you put on the tree. And then I took a t-shirt and I like cut holes in it and had like, ripped up jeans. And I don't know if I had like a plastic guitar or not.
Which rock star was this modeled off of?
Oh, this was my own inspiration.
Yes.
Yes.
If you were to rock, that's what you would look
That's
like. That's my look.
That's my look. That's what I'm going for.
I feel like it's got to have some sort of Jim Totally Outrageous influence.
Yeah, I want to say maybe I had a star over my eye. Maybe I was heavily influenced by David Bowie.
Maybe. Yeah. David Bowie.
At that time. Yeah.
Paul Stanley from Kiss, with the star. Speaking of Jim, remember the Jim puzzle that we had growing up? I used to always think it was Barbie, but it was Jim.
It's Gem.
Yeah, I didn't know the difference between. I knew that you had Barbies, but I had no idea what Jim was. Mm-hmm. And
Jim was way cooler.
yeah, well, now I know what Jim is, and I was like, oh, it's a Jim puzzle. Mm-hmm. Just like one of those. It's like a 8.5 by 11 puzzle or whatever. Like basically, it's like a cardboard piece of paper that they cut pieces out of.
Mm-hmm. It was her and like the rest of the people in her band.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. You remember that?
I do. And do you remember that we had the cassette tape of her band and all the songs?
Oh yeah.
And we would listen to it all the time because they were so cheesy.
We would. Probably you.
No, it was.
Oh, I loved it. It's my favorite. It's my favorite tape. So I still listen to it. I listen to it
The
every
look
day.
on your face, ladies and gentlemen, if you could see it, Sean totally gave it away.
Yeah.
But he listened to it too.
Remember the costume closet?
In the White House?
Yeah. In the White House, guys. We didn't grow up in the White House.
The actual White House.
But we grew up in a White House.
And
so we refer to it lovingly as the White House.
Yeah, it was the closet that was next to the washing machine in the kitchen, I think. Yeah. It was just a random and literally
it was like a coat closet.
A closet of coats that people like just threw like old coats in, and they never came to look for them ever again.
Yeah, basically.
Yeah, so.
But that's also where our Halloween costumes were stored.
Right.
I also remember the vampire costume that I did. That one was pretty popular. And a vampire.
What grade were you in? Like
that's probably
fifth
first.
grade?
No.
You think it was first?
Yeah, that's pretty early in my life. I was into Dracula. Dracula to me is the coolest of the classic monsters.
I think we were really into it because Monster Squad came out.
Yeah.
Yes, and we loved that movie.
And when we were kids, the Universal Monsters was like, they were like really hot again. I don't know how it came back, but like sometime in the early 90s, Universal Monsters became really popular again. Maybe it was with Monster Squad.
I had to be.
And that sort of thing. But remember like Doritos and like Cokes and stuff like that would have like the Universal Monsters on it, and they like you'd go to the old JC store and like they would have like the big displays with all the Universal Monsters,
the cardboard cutouts, and
man, they were hot back in the day. But yeah, Dracula's my favorite, second favorite to Edward Cullen, my favorite vampire of all time. But yeah, he's pretty legit. Who's your favorite of the classic monsters?
Well, I kind of have a little soft spot for Frankenstein.
Oh, you like Frankenstein?
Well, in
Monster Squad.
In Monster Squad, yes.
You know who's great in Monster Squad that they really did justice to, and really I think it might be the best portrayal of, is Wolfman.
Yeah, that was a great
nards.
one. Yeah.
But the Wolfman looks awesome.
But do you remember, too, going back to vampires, to me, the best vampire, probably because I was little and I was like, hey, who's this hot guy? The vampire in Fright Night, the original Fright Night.
Yeah. I don't remember much about Fright Night other than being terrified of it.
Yeah, at the end it was pretty damn scary, but he was just out here macking on chicks everywhere in the neighborhood.
Who is that guy?
I don't know his name.
He definitely has, if I remember correctly, and listeners, correct me if I'm wrong, but I haven't seen... you know what? I was lying. I was like, is it like Rob Lowe or something? And then I'm like, didn't he play that vampire in the Fright Night remake?
I don't know.
It's kind of Stamos looking guy.
Yeah.
Basically.
I mean, he was supposed to be super suave.
What a hunk.
I mean, for an 80s movie,
Who's this Transylvanian hunk?
He was pretty hot back then. But watch, I'll go YouTube the original and be like, God, this guy was
Holy Lord.
Buzz, your girlfriend. Woof.
Sometimes there's scenes in Fright Night. Actually, the scene that I remember doesn't he get a cross like burnt on his forehead?
Yeah,
definitely remember that. And I don't know if it's in Fright Night or if it's in another movie that we watched randomly as kids that terrified us, The Lady in White.
Oh my God, yes.
Yes, but there's a scene that I vividly remember of like one of the brothers or somebody jumping like out of or like climbing out a window or something, and he cuts his foot, like he's like barefoot or something.
I think
or
that's
like
The Lady in White.
Yeah. But for some reason, I get those two mixed up.
And
Lady in White was a really freaky movie.
It was. And do you remember that they redid the version of I Go Walking After Midnight in that movie? And it's like super creepy.
No, I'll have to check that out.
Yeah, that has always stuck with me from watching that movie.
The only other person I know that likes Lady in White is Kevin Fletcher. Big shout out to Kevin.
Wow, really?
Yeah, because
he's probably the only other person that's ever seen it.
Exactly. Like we talk about it like we're the only two people on earth that ever caught that movie.
Yeah, no.
That kid, but that weird looking kid that's like, I don't know, he's like in Inception now. He grew up to be like,
oh yeah. Mm-hmm.
I think it's Lucas Black or Lucas
Just a
Haas
weird
or
kid.
something. But yeah, he basically, guys, if you haven't seen Lady in White, this kid gets locked in the coat closet at school overnight.
Not to be confused with the Never-Ending Story.
Yeah, not to be confused with Never-Ending Story or the coat closet that we had at our house as kids. But he gets locked in there, and then he basically sees like a ghostly murder, like basically being reenacted, and he has to solve the mystery of the Lady in White and who killed the little girl in the coat closet at school.
You know what? Whenever I was thinking the other day about the doing our podcast and all the movies that we've seen as little kids, there was only like one question that came to mind. And I was like, where the hell were our parents? Like we
Oh
were
my
just,
God.
we were just like staying up late and watching Freddy and
Yeah.
Tales from the Crypt at like 1 a.m. We're like 7.
Yeah, I know. How old are you? I don't know. 4. Yeah. Watching Pet Cemetery.
Right. USA. Up all night. Yeah.
Up all night. I haven't watched Tales from the Crypt as an adult, and I really need to.
I bet that they would be good.
Yeah,
Like even better.
Yeah, because as a kid, I was just afraid of the Crypt Keeper.
At the beginning when he would
What
like.
a terrifying intro.
I know, right?
That intro is
Going through the.
blood curdling.
Especially as a kid, too.
Yeah.
Like, because you knew it was coming, but you were just waiting for it every time for him to like
Pop up.
and laugh like
Yeah.
a maniac.
Yeah, he was pretty scary.
Hello, kiddies.
Hello. It's Miss Doubtfire.
But isn't that how he started like every
Yeah,
episode?
basically.
Hello, kiddies.
That sounds just like him. Not bad.
It actually kind of does.
Yeah.
I'm kind of impressed.
Another frightening show, and I feel like, it 'tis Halloween, so not really a scary show, but a show that definitely frightened the bejesus out of me is Unsolved Mysteries.
Can we talk about the theme song?
Theme song is the most pants-shittingly
frightening
tune
theme song ever. Yeah.
Literally, I gave Joe, like, we were talking about, and I was like, man, I might want to do, like, a creepy intro to my Halloween episode. Mm-hmm. And he's like, well, give me a song or something that you think is, like, scary, and I'll see, if we can make something happen. And I was like, here's this Unsolved Mysteries theme. Can you make this happen?
What can we do with
That's
that?
a frightening song.
It really is.
That's a powerful jam.
And I remember, too, Unsolved Mysteries would come on, and then I believe right after that was Sightings. Like
Dude,
the show.
Sightings was actually really frightening, too. I had a big fear of aliens as a kid.
Oh, me too, because of that show. Because it wasn't just sightings, but it was about ghosts and stuff.
Yeah, and, like, Bigfoot and stuff. Mm-hmm. Bigfoot, to me, not really scary.
No.
But, of course, I don't want to get in, I don't want to have a run-in with him, but not really scary to me.
No.
Not really interesting to me. Aliens, though, frightening.
Absolutely.
I think it's because we lived, out in the middle of nowhere, growing up. And the big thing with, like, Unsolved Mysteries, too, that scared the shit out of me is, some grisly murder would happen, and they're like, and the killer is still on the loose.
Right.
And here's this
Have
crudely...
you seen this person?
Yeah, some crude sketch.
Which could be anybody.
Could be anybody. It's like, if you or anyone you know has seen this person.
And it's literally like a stick figure.
Yeah. Oh my God, it's the person next door.
Have you seen this man?
I think that's my art teacher. And the police sketches, I was always afraid of them. I didn't like the way they were drawn.
Yeah, they're always...
I have a fear of animation. I don't know if I've mentioned that on the podcast, but I really do. Something about animation creeps me out.
You know what? You have told me that you have an animation fear.
Yeah.
Which is interesting, because I feel like I have an irrational fear, too.
Yeah. Why don't you tell everyone what your irrational fear is? Because my fear of animation, I feel like, is not as scary as what yours is.
I am afraid of ventriloquist dolls.
Oh, yeah.
And I have been since I was very, very, very little.
Yeah.
And
Dolls, pretty scary.
Dolls, and do you remember, too...
Do you remember that doll that we had in the spare bedroom growing up that just sat on the rocking chair?
Yeah. So
that might have something to do with it. Life-size, long hair.
Dead stare. Just
Dead stare.
Never
wearing one of your T-shirts. Might have something to do with
life
it.
size.
Yeah.
No, but whenever Mom would take us over to Dawn and David's house when we were kids, and Dawn and David, they had that grandfather clock, which the bottom was big enough to put 2 3-foot tall porcelain dolls in there. Do you
Scary.
remember that?
No.
You don't remember that at all?
I don't remember the dolls being in there.
Yes, because this clock was so huge, and I don't think the pendulum worked anymore. So they put dolls in there just to fill up space. And whenever we would stay the night over there, I hated being in that living room.
Weird.
I was like, these dolls are looking at us.
I thought you were going to talk about your irrational fear of potatoes. That's what I really thought you were going to talk about.
Don't judge me.
Yeah. Potatoes with eyes on them. Oh my God, it has eyes. It's a potato.
Kids, it's not about eating mashed potatoes or potato-like foods or French fries. Not afraid of it. However, if a potato does start to grow its eyes, it scares the shit out of me. I don't know why. I can't pick it up. Don't want to pick it up. Don't want to look at it. I don't want it touching me.
I don't want it.
Get it away from me.
Get it away from me. Mm-hmm. Yeah, so that's our irrational fear. But my fear of animation, it's not all animation, guys. It's just when animation's got too many frames per second. I feel like some of those scenes in the opening intro of He-Man where it's like him running and I can't deal with it. Or like the old Lord of the Rings cartoon.
What about
kind of frightening
like
to me.
in Dumbo when he gets drunk and he has like pink elephants?
Yeah,
that
scary.
one's really creepy.
Man.
For sure. Secret of Nymph.
How wasted was he to see pink elephants? Good Lord. Secret of Nim, also pretty frightening.
Yeah, it's pretty scary.
Fantasia, the big Satan on the mountain. This will be great for kids. Yeah. Like, how about we just have Satan come up on this big mountain and there'll be demons everywhere? Perfect. What were they thinking?
Where were their parents?
Yeah, exactly. Where were their parents? Back in the day, you just give kids anything to watch.
I know.
Maybe we're just too overprotective now. Maybe our generation was so scarred by the lack of rules.
We had no rules.
Yeah, basically. I mean,
we turned out fine.
We turned out fine.
Just irrational fear of animation and potatoes.
Yeah. But we're cool. But yeah, like Monster Squad or like Gremlins, like those movies are for kids. And they're pretty creepy.
Yeah.
You know? So, whatever.
And we watched Are You Afraid of the Dark?
Yeah.
Which, I mean, I know it was geared towards kids, but damn, that was kind of scary too.
Are You Afraid of the Dark is pretty awesome. I watched some of it about a year ago. Went down like a little Are You Afraid of the Dark rabbit hole. And boy, that's a great show. It buries Goosebumps.
I never watched any of the Goosebumps shows.
Man, dude, I love Goosebumps. We love Goosebumps growing up. I feel like we should talk about Goosebumps, but the show is, oh boy.
Couldn't watch the
show is like a poor man's version of Are You Afraid of the Dark?
Really?
Yeah, like the show is really poorly done.
Oh,
it's
that might
super
make it better,
Canadian. Though. Yeah, it's great. Actually, I think we should probably watch an episode.
Hey, sorry,
or two.
guy. Sorry, I didn't.
It's like, oh my god, oh wow. They're literally. This is no shit. Here's a quote from the Goosebump book. What is the Goosebump book? The Girl Who Cried Monster. Okay, you remember that with the librarian?
Yes,
that's like eating flies and stuff. Literally, the show is so Canadian. Okay, in that show, she leaves her rollerblades at the library. Okay,
thank you for setting the scene. Yes,
so
scene set. Yeah.
And she says to her friend, "Oh, I accidentally left my bleeds at the library." And I was like, what? I rewound it like 5 times. Oh, I left my bleeds at the library.
Oh, sorry, guy. I left my bleeds. Oh, pardon me.
Pardon. I
left my bleeds here.
Oh, hey, Tunes. You can't see me, but I'm flicking my hair. I love Goosebumps. I remember for my birthday one year going to Walden Books, our favorite place ever, Walden Books.
It was our favorite store as a kid.
Mel and Papa got me like 20 Goosebump books for my birthday. Bought them in order. Gotta have basically, I think I bought like the first 15 in order, and then like I just picked out some of the cool covers.
Yeah, because they started to get a little watered down there. I think I had maybe the first 20 or so, and then I stopped.
I've got quite a collection going on. I've been rereading them.
Show me that collection.
Yeah, I've been rereading them. Very enjoyable. You can just get it done in like an hour. An hour or two.
What's your favorite one of all the ones you've read?
Well, my personal favorite Goosebump book as a kid, and I feel like as an adult, number 1, Welcome to Dead House. Love that one. It's scary.
Your favorite one?
It's kind of spooky. It's scarier than the other ones. I feel like maybe like they're like, oh, we're going to come out with a bang, make this one scary for kids, and then we'll make all the other ones like
tame.
Yeah. Monster Blood. Love Monster Blood too. That's a great one.
My very first Goosebump that I bought from the Scholastic
book fair, the best week of our lives.
Right. Say Cheese and Die.
Yeah.
That's
a good one.
And I had to have it. I saw the cover and I was like, gotta have it.
Yeah.
I gotta have it. Yeah, I gotta have it. So I got that one, and then I believe the one right after that was Night of the Living Dummy.
Yeah.
And I got that one, and that one scared the hell out of me too. that just reconfirmed everything that I already thought that I knew about dolls coming to life.
Yeah.
So thank you for just
I watched Child's Play the other day, and it's frightening still to me as an adult.
yeah. I think it was just so scary because it was like the first movie about stuff like that, really.
Yeah.
When we were growing up.
And also, too, our parents let us watch it.
I know. I mean, he's like dropping F-bombs and everything. And I'm
Yeah.
like, I'm 7. Sean's
Yeah.
4.
Chucky said that she's a bitch and she got what she deserved. And you're just like, oh, dang. And, dude, how frightening is that? I mean, do you think, though, like, was that movie really made for adults?
I don't know.
You know what I'm saying? Like, that's
Yeah.
kind of what's mind-boggling to me. Like, is that movie made for adults? Because it's all about a kid and a kid's toy. And basically, you know, all the shit that he has to go through. The second one especially is like really
God.
centered around
Yes.
it. And that one is frightening. Like just the melted doll
Face
parts.
at the beginning. Yeah. And then putting him back together.
Yeah.
Then they got kind of hokey after that.
But
the first 2 for sure.
I'm like,
were-
if this was made for adults, not really scary for an adult, but very terrifying for a child to watch it. Oh, hey, it's Friday. You got all your homework done. Let's go rent a movie.
How about Child's Play?
Child's Play. This seems just about a boy and his toys.
Yeah, this is an adorable tale.
Yeah. You're going
of
to
a
love
young
this.
child and his favorite birthday present.
And they're going to be friends to the end.
Heidi ho. Ha ha ha.
Hi, I'm Chucky.
Wanna play?
And the kid is always like, it wasn't me. It was Chucky. Like every time he says Chucky, he like stops
yeah.
mid
Chucky.
Yeah.
To be extra like adorable and
yeah.
childlike.
I'm a kid. Yeah. But yeah, Goosebumps. I remember as a kid, Stay Out of the Basement having a really awesome cover. Like to me, that cover was like
Was it the basement stairs with the
green,
lime
plant.
green goo all over it?
No, that was Monster Blood.
Oh, okay.
With the stairs with the goo. But Stay Out of the Basement was like the plant Swamp Thing hand
Oh yeah.
coming through the door.
Okay.
I actually met
The Swamp Thing hand?
the artist that does the Goosebump books, and I got his autograph.
Really?
Yes.
He did all of them?
The only ones that I think that he did not do are Stay Out of the Basement. He did not do, and he did not do Be Careful What You Wish For. And I think those are the only 2 that he didn't do.
Oh, nice.
But he did all the other ones.
Well, yeah, all the favorites he
Yeah.
did.
Yeah, unless those 2 are your favorite, basically. Yeah, all my favorites.
All your favorites, except those 2.
Except,
Sorry.
well, those 2 are my absolute favorite, and he didn't do that, so he's just worthless.
So cool story.
Yeah, great. Glad you told me about that. But yeah, Halloween though, spooky, scary. What are some of your favorite treats? Going trick or treating.
Oh, some of my favorite treats.
I remember when it would always when we were kids, it seemed like it always snowed on Halloween.
It did snow. I remember one year I went as a witch, and the bottom.
Which year?
Every year. So my first year of being a witch. I remember it snowed and I came home because, the bottom of my witch costume, had like jagged edges on the bottom.
Yeah.
And I remember coming home and having like little snowballs stuck to the bottom of my costume because it freaking snowed. I'm like, what the hell?
I hope it doesn't snow this year.
I doubt it will.
I mean, we only have a day or so left for it to,
I
that to
didn't
come to
see
fruition.
I didn't see any snow in our forecast.
I certainly hope not. I can't deal with cold weather
I
anymore.
can't either.
I hate snow. Not into it. As a kid, it's like, oh my God, it's snowing.
Yes!
We're not going to school. Like we're going to sled. As you guys have heard on the previous podcast, sledding for Leslie was just throwing me into a bunch of wood. Basically throwing
That's
into
not
me
what sledding is?
into a dead tree, into a frozen lake. No. But yeah, I can't deal with the cold.
That's why I
anymore.
love sledding so much.
Yeah. That's why it's my favorite. So
Halloween first, sledding second.
yeah. But yeah, what are some of your favorite Halloween candies?
I always, of course, like the Reese's peanut butter cups.
Yeah.
I'm a huge like
Racist.
Reese's.
Dude, yes.
No, but my favorite candies are like the fruit flavored stuff. So Twizzlers and Sour Patch Kids and stuff like that. The little gummy peaches and
I got to give a big shout out because I don't know of any time ever that I ever see it, but when they make the fruit flavored Tootsie Rolls for Halloween,
Oh yeah,
those are my
like,
jam. Mm-hmm. And
They have like the strawberry ones.
strawberry and like there's like vanilla and like they just flavor
So
the Tootsie
basically
Rolls.
just strawberry as the fruit flavor.
No, there's orange and there's
Oh, okay.
lime.
Ew,
Yeah.
lime Tootsie Roll? That
Yeah.
sounds disgusting.
But the thing is, they don't ever have it any other time but Halloween. I feel like it's the only time that I actually see it. So I got to give a big shout out to that. Reese's is still number one though.
And actually, if you're a
The
huge,
Reese cup is the
always it will be the
currency
mother
of the
all.
gods. When
Yeah,
I would never trade that away.
no. But the great thing about the day after Halloween, if you're super into cereal, is all the Count Chocula and Boo Berry and what's the other one? What's the strawberry?
Frankenberry.
Frankenberry. They go on clearance at the grocery store.
Isn't there a werewolf one too? Should be.
Should be. Yeah. I don't think so.
We'll have to get Fruit Brute.
Is that who it is?
I think so.
Huh.
Maybe that was one.
Maybe we'll
Fruit
meet up at
Brute.
Kruger on Thursday.
We'll see. Maybe he'll be there. Yeah. We'll get his autograph. We'll put it next to the Goosebump Books illustrator.
Right.
His autograph.
But not those 1-2 books.
Yeah, not those two. We've got to file it away separately. But yeah, least favorite. Do you have a least favorite treat?
Oh, absolutely. Least favorite treat is when, okay, it's a toss up.
Okay.
Can I have two least favorites?
Here's my absolute least favorite. But yes, I have one.
We might
narrowed it
have
down.
the same least favorite. Least favorite are the black and orange taffy generic.
Nobody likes those.
I hate those. I know one person that likes
I
them.
know
and
a
I'm
couple
like,
people
are you
that
insane?
kind of like them,
They're disgusting.
but they're just like old peanut butter is what they remind me of. Like
Aren't they like cow tails or something? Are they white in the middle?
maybe. I always thought to me they just look like old peanut butter.
They do.
Like basically.
Let me just scoop this out
Yeah.
and wrap it in wax paper, and here you go.
There you go.
Yeah. So
They didn't. Maybe if they had purple ones, we'd like it. But it said just
right.
It's
It's
just
the orange and black.
or white.
Yeah.
Like some off white.
Oh, yeah.
basically cream
a
color.
dirt color.
Yeah. So that's one of your least favorites.
One of my least favorites. And then secondly, when we were growing up, I don't know if you remember, but our mom would take us to one of the neighbors that lived on our very desolate street in the middle of nowhere. And she would always give us caramel popcorn balls
Oh hey.
and like a Ziploc bag.
Was that Miss Adams?
No, it wasn't Mrs. Adams. It was like they lived next to the Begleys, I think.
Oh, gotcha.
Yeah, but every year it was just like that one giant popcorn ball in the plastic
Just
bag.
all the candy stuck to it.
I was like, cool, I'll never eat this.
Here's my absolute least favorite treat: the Jehovah's Witness
The pamphlet.
Watchtower pamphlets. And every year you would
Can't even eat these.
You would go somewhere and they would give you some sort of religious pamphlet book, and you're like, man, these are kids.
I know.
You know, just turn your light off.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
No, it's more important to give you the pamphlet.
Look, I'm going to give you a gift that's good all year round.
Right.
Join our community.
Are you going to be one of the last 7 people on earth that get into heaven? You never know. Here.
You never know. They're only letting in a few 100,000.
Right.
So,
Cross your fingers.
dude, if I were a Jehovah's Witness, I wouldn't tell anybody. I'm like, dude, I got to up my chances
Yeah.
of getting in here.
Right,
You know?
exactly.
They're only going to
Let's
let a
just
couple 100,000.
alienate everybody.
There's 7 billion people on Earth right now. They're only letting a few 100,000 people in that have ever lived.
Right, ever.
So I got to really, I got to work on this.
Yeah, I gotta carve out my
My niche.
yeah.
I got to get my spot ready. I'm not telling anybody.
Yeah. This is VIP
Yeah.
right here.
Yeah. What do you do at the Kingdom Hall? You don't want to know.
Right.
You don't want
No,
to go there.
Don't even ask.
Are you a Jehovah's Witness? No.
No?
I'm not.
Don't ask. You don't want to join.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Are you gonna come over to my house? No. No, I'm not.
Oh,
So
God.
that's what I'm gonna do. But that's definitely my least favorite Halloween treat. When people don't give candy, like it's a bummer. The people that give full size candy,
Winners.
number one in my book.
always. Yeah.
So
Absolutely. I was actually thinking about doing that this year because we don't get that very many trick-or-treaters. I think last year we got maybe 7 or 8 people, little kids that
I
came
just
up.
turn the fucking light off.
Yeah. I just
And
want
don't mow my lawn. So like nobody
Like-
comes.
Who lives in this abandoned house?
Yeah. Oh, that's Old Man Smith's house.
Just break out a couple of your windows in the front and like board them up.
Yeah, it's Old Man Smith's house. Oh, man. Yeah. So, yeah, Halloween. What a great holiday.
It is.
So
many good things about it.
So many great things about it. I think it's time that we talk about our picks for our spooky Halloween movies. Much like our romantic comedies that we did for Valentine's Day, we made a top 5 list of spooky movies perfect for Halloween. And guys, if you missed out on the rom-com, go back in the archives, check out the Valentine's Day episode, and you'll know all the rules. But basically, we start at number 5. We take turns. We alternate. If one person says one that's on the list later on, we hold off. We just give it a big hold up.
Wait.
And then, we'll talk about it later. No frills here, guys. You don't have to be a rocket scientist to play this game. Do you have your list prepared?
I do, actually. However, if you wanted me to go first, I have to go ahead and check off my number 5.
Check off.
Check off. Yeah.
Sounds like a Russian movie.
Because Child's Play was my number 5.
Oh, number 5.
I picked that because I picked them not because they're the scariest movies I've ever seen, but they were also influential. And, some of these are going to be a part of our childhood and things, that we grew up with and stuff like that. So Child's Play was number 5.
Gotcha.
For me.
Starting to list off red hot.
I know. Coming in hot.
In red hot. Yeah, I did just watch it the other day. It is frightening. And, I did watch it with someone else, and it really embarrassed me how afraid I was.
Really?
Yes.
Just from watching it a couple weeks ago.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it's one thing to be scared by yourself, but when you're like scared and other people obviously are noticing that you're on edge, it's even more embarrassing. So
did you have like a blanket over your head, like barely like peeking out?
I basically just I have a newspaper with 2 holes cut out like in front of my face, so I can just peek at the screen,
peek through, cover your face like with your eyes, like
that's that with my hands
over your eyes. Yeah.
Number 5 for me is a movie not really scary but pretty spooky, and it's got a fun Halloween feel for me. Movie from our childhood. Number 5, The Witches.
Oh, I was thinking about that earlier too. Yes, I love The Witches.
Man, I remember you getting that book, which I actually still have that book, your copy of the book.
Oh, really?
So I stole that.
I remember I got that book in 3rd grade.
Yeah.
I was on a Roald Dahl kick.
I was on a huge Roald Dahl kick in 3rd and 4th grade.
I like to say Roald.
Roald.
I like to pronounce it.
Miss Chen used to call him Roald Dahl.
Why does that sound like a Mortal Kombat character?
Know.
Yeah.
To me, it always reminded me of like a wise old owl, but a Roald Dahl. A wise Roald Dahl. But dude, I loved Roald Dahl. And The Witches, the book, pretty scary. Something about the way Quentin Blake illustrates is kind of weird.
It's very childlike, I feel like.
Yeah. And pretty creepy. Pretty creepy cover to the book.
It was a creepy cover.
The girl in the painting, pretty scary from that movie. When they talk about the girl that's like in the barn.
Me.
Yeah.
Help me.
And we had kind of creepy rustic farm like paintings around the house.
We did.
So that scared me.
But basically we lived in a creepy rustic farmhouse too.
That's very true.
Hat in hand.
Not much different.
Yeah.
Hat in hand. That great use of that. But yeah, I remember seeing that. That was a IGA rental. Pretty sure. Got that from the old IGA. And guys, if you haven't seen it, Angelica Houston and a bunch of people, I don't know their names.
Right.
Mr. Bean is in it.
Oh, yeah.
Small cameo for Rowan Atkinson there. And it's basically about a grandmother that frightens her child with stories of witches, and then they go on a vacation because the grandma has diabetes.
Right. She needs the fresh sea air.
She needs the fresh sea air. And sure enough, there's a witch convention in town.
Who would have thought?
And someone gets turned into a mouse.
And I think that's where we first picked up learning how to do a fake British accent.
Yeah, basically. I heard you had oven roasted peanuts.
We've got 3 cars.
We've got 3 cars. Someone told me the other day they have 2 bank accounts, and I literally was just like thinking of that. I'm like, oh, cool brag. We've got 3 cars.
We've got 3 cars.
Cool brag.
Yeah, cool brag, bro.
3 cars. But yes, number 5 for me, the witches and when they take their faces off. Good Lord, how creepy is that?
That was, and then like her back
Witches
was
of England. Yeah, their back, they're all
her
like
back
slimy.
was like all bony and protruding like a buffalo hump.
Like a buffalo hump. But yes, what's your number 4 look
Okay,
like
my
here?
number 4 that I have is, and I don't know if you've ever seen this one. It's kind of not very popular with a lot of people because I ask, because this one is actually really, really creepy to me, is The Descent.
I have not seen The Descent, but good friend Cassie, big shout out to Cassie, she was talking about how scary that movie was the other day.
It is very scary. So the whole premise of The Descent is this group of women, they explore caves together. And
Oh, gross.
I know, ew.
Spelunking.
They spelunk together. And they're actually on a trip to go explore a cave, and they come across a new one that's not on their map. And so they think that they're going to get some kind of recognition or credit for going in, exploring this cave, telling people about it. And it's very, very claustrophobia like inducing, because if you watch it at night, the lights are off, the whole movie's dark, they're in this really closed in cave, and then everything goes horribly wrong.
Oh,
yeah,
great.
So if you like caving, go ahead and
I'm a big cave fan. So
go ahead and check this one out.
128 hours.
Right, yeah.
Is that what it's called? 128 hours?
128 hours, yeah.
Whatever. I'm a big cave fan.
Big fan, yeah. Watched all the Chilean miner videos.
Dude, I've been watching those. Watch it.
Yeah. What could go wrong after this?
Dude, I did like going to Mammoth Cave when we were kids, or the Wyandotte Caves as well, or
Mammoth Cave's supposed to be haunted.
Boone Caverns. Really?
Yeah.
I'm going to have to go back and check that out.
We should go back.
Just go caving. We'll just become cave people. Yeah, whatever happened to Old Man Smith? Fucking caving, dude.
Same thing as One-Eyed Willie in the Goonies.
Fucking caving, bro. He's done for. He's toast. Oh, yeah. Last thing about The Descent is I remember Greg one time, I think Greg Wilkerson, shout out to Greg, told me that he had seen that movie, and I was like, oh, is it good? And he's like, it was Descent. Yeah. I love that.
It was Descent.
It was Descent.
Perfect.
Oh, man. Number 4 on my list, I'm actually going to change it because number 4 on my list was a movie that I feel like you don't really need to talk about. It was The Exorcist.
Oh, yeah.
Scary as hell. I made it pretty low on my list, but I'm going to change it because I want to put and showcase a movie that I thought was pretty super scary at a time. I saw it as an adult at a time where I'm not scared by new stuff, Mm-hmm. And it's pretty fitting to be number 4 because it was The Fourth Kind.
Oh, yes.
So I watched that and it's kind of, I guess, more sci-fi. It goes back to the aliens, goes back to like the sightings thing, but something about it, man, scared the shit out of me.
I think it's because they show like that split screen of what the movie is supposed to be and then what was supposed to happen in real life.
Yeah. And it's kind of that mixed media because you have like that kind of found footage or like police footage like stuff too. And it's pretty... And
then the white owl that just randomly shows up. Owls are creepy anyway.
Yeah. They're like bird cats.
They are.
Something
like
about owls remind me of cats.
And the fact that they never blink.
Yeah.
And they just turn their head side to side.
All the way around.
Yeah. Like The Exorcist.
Yeah. Basically, yes.
They are the exorcised, or non-exorcised demons.
They're the demons of the bird world, is what we're saying. But yeah, The Fourth Kind, really, really frightening. And guys, if you have not checked it out, I would highly recommend doing that. I mean, it bumped The Exorcist off my list. But also, too, Exorcist...
It's there. It's always going to be there.
It's always going to be there. It's always going to be the scariest, pretty much probably the scariest movie you've ever seen. Like, it is what it is, guys. And you've heard a million people say a million different things about it. So that's why I'm going to go with The Fourth Kind.
Fourth Kind for sure. Yeah, that's a good pick.
But yeah, what about number 3 on your list? The countdown continues.
The number 3 position is held, and I've told you about this one too, and I don't think you've seen this one yet. The Taking of Deborah Logan.
Okay, I have not seen this movie, but it just recently So there's like a phenomenon in movies now. I feel like every movie is called like the possession of, the exorcism of, the taking of. Like, so many horror movies are like basically the same, title wise to me. But this movie actually popped up on my radar like just in the last like 3 or 4 days.
Oh, it did?
Because someone was talking about, like, she has Alzheimer's, right?
Yes.
And then I also saw a frightening scene from that movie where somebody swallows another person's head.
That is the
much
point,
like a snake.
Yes, that is the point of the movie where I literally gasped out loud. So, I like came up off the couch and was truly horrified. Like I was you with the newspaper. Like I could barely look. I was covering my face. I was like blinking through my fingers and being like, oh my God, what is happening? But yeah, and I know it falls into like the taking of, the possession of, or whatever. And then it's like a filmmaker's point of view, which again is kind of like Blair Witch Project or whatever.
Yeah.
But it's done so well because it's supposed to be a documentary on Alzheimer's disease and the family that kind of goes through it with that person, you know?
Yeah.
So they're filming this person who is, at the beginning, they think that she's in the beginning stages of dementia, and you know it's heartbreaking for the family. They don't know what to do.
Is she a younger woman?
No, she's older.
Okay.
But her daughter is living with her to take care of her.
Gotcha.
And so you're not really sure kind of like what's happening, if it's the disease or if it's something else. So
it's crazy.
it's a super
I'm going to have
good
to check
movie.
that out because it recently just came up on my radar a couple days ago, and the fact that you now are saying it, that's that synchronicity. I'll have to check it out.
Yeah.
I meant to check it out, I guess.
It's fortuitous.
It is fortuitous. That means lucky.
For all you Tombstone fans out there.
For all you Tombstone fans, yes.
If you were a Wyatt friend, you wouldn't get it.
Will you fix this? This is driving me nuts.
What?
This is like off.
Mine? Is
Yeah.
off? Oh, it's off.
Yeah.
Oh, there
perfect.
we go.
Yeah.
How'd that happen?
Listeners are going to love to hear that. little technical
Again,
difficulty.
going this whole podcast with the
It's like the windscreen is like hanging off the microphone. I'm like, I'm
Like
going to
by
lose
a
my mind.
thread.
I am going to lose my mind if you do not fix this.
Sorry, everybody.
Number 3 for me, pretty obvious. You guys are not going to award me any sort of originality points on this one. Number 3 for me, Halloween.
Oh,
Halloween
yeah,
on
that one.
Halloween.
Halloween on Halloween.
It's
But you know, when it came out, I'm sure it was scary as shit. You know,
It's a perfect movie though, like for Halloween. It's got a great feeling of the
legitimate
season of Halloween.
Yes.
That's what I like about it. Like it looks like fall outside, like the leaves, it looks like it's cold.
Right.
Like it really captures the vibe of
actually like
of
the
what
night
Halloween
of
is
Halloween.
like in Middle America. You know, and the Halloween night. And
Was
it's
it like the first of like the babysitter kind of movies?
I don't
too?
know. I'm not, possibly, but it's definitely probably the one that's most celebrated, for sure. And something about it though, like it really sets the tone, sets the mood. This, John Carpenter's soundtrack is really well done. It's slow paced enough to be suspenseful and creepy, and it does a lot with very little, I feel like. You know what I'm saying? So Halloween, number 3 for me. Like I said, not going to win any originality points.
Well, and then I heard that the new one is supposed to be great too. That just
I
came
went and
out.
saw it.
How was it?
Actually, it was pretty good. I'm kind of in the middle, like, because it is much like
Would you give it a hard 7?
Maybe. Yeah,
Okay.
I'm kind of in the middle because I like it's kind of paced and set up much like the classic Halloween movie, and they do a lot of stuff off screen, which is nice, but I also feel like they could have done more on screen. Like, if that makes it's almost like they held back a little bit too much.
Were they trying to make it too much like the first one, sort of?
It's very similar.
Okay.
It's very similar, but my big thing about it, and the slasher genre, not my favorite movie genre, but the fact that they do so much of like introducing plot lines, but they just like kind of don't
go anywhere.
They kind of fizzle out. They don't really get the payoff story wise, but.
And then you're kind of like, well, why did you introduce
But people
this
are
in the
dead.
first place?
So I guess at the end of the day,
there's our film snobbery coming out.
At the end of the
this
day,
would never happen in a Swedish film.
Yeah. At the end of the day, guys, they're dead. So I guess that's all that matters.
You got what you paid for.
Yeah. You got your money's worth. I went and used my points, and they were like, all right, it's $1.50. I was like, no, I'm using these points. And they're like, yeah, it's a $1.50 upcharge because she went and saw it in the first 2 weeks. And I just gave the guy like a death stare, and I was like,
and then you
fine.
paid him in all nickels.
I was like, fine. Hope you have change.
Right.
You know what? I'm going to run this on the credit card. It'll cost you more. You'll pay more in interchange.
Actually, can you split this up between 3 cards?
Yeah. You're going to pay more in interchange, bucko. I'll have you know. We're getting down here, man. Top 2.
Top 2. Okay. So my second favorite one, well, how about not favorite, but one that has just really, really stuck with me again. And this is from this year, actually. It came out in May, and it was so frightening to me. Hereditary.
I haven't seen it yet. I've been meaning to rent it.
It is one of those movies where, and this is just me personally, I watched it. I was devastated throughout the entire thing, and it wasn't just the fact that it was scary, but it was all the emotional turmoil that surrounded this family and all of the things that they were going through. They were arguing constantly. Basically, the premise is the grandmother of the family passes away. She was living with her daughter, her daughter's husband, and their 2 kids for like a year. And her daughter and her were estranged before she became ill. Her daughter takes her in, and then after she passes, kind of all of this horrible stuff starts happening in their house, and they just fight constantly. And it just, after I watched it, it just left me emotionally drained after. Like, I needed time to process the movie after it was over.
You sent me some text, and you're like, it's like the feeling that you get when you first watch The Exorcist.
It is.
Kind of.
That, to me, was exact. I said, this must be what that generation felt after watching The Exorcist.
Yeah.
For the first time.
I'm going to check that movie out. It's on my list of things to check out. And, of course, you know, with horror movies and stuff like that, some people are like, oh, it's really scary. Some people are like, no, it's not that scary. But if you think it's scary, I'm sure I'll probably also.
Because I've seen plenty of horror movies in my day, as have you. So I'm like, I think I'm a pretty good judge.
Yeah, you got to talk into the microphone.
Oh, you mean I can't?
You're like wandering away, like talking to me.
Sorry, I was going for a bathroom break, hoping you would pick up on this. Yeah. But no, I think we're a pretty good judge of character on scary stuff.
For me, too, like, a scary movie has to have more than just killing. You know what I'm saying?
Totally.
Like, there's got, to me, the psychological horror or even like a suspense or a mystery movie can be more frightening to me than like a scary movie. Because if they don't have, and again, that's kind of like maybe some of my beef with the new Halloween is like, if you have plot points that you're going to set up, but you're not going to do anything with them, or you don't have plot points at all.
Mm-hmm. It's like a time filler, and it's just
exactly like it does nothing for me. Mm-hmm. You know, I just watched Pumpkinhead for the first time, and it was kind of like that.
How was it?
It was kind of like that, where it's like it was just like a filler movie. You know what I'm saying? And you're like, oh, that's cool.
Yeah,
cross it off the list.
Right. And we'll never watch it again.
Probably not,
but can say that I did.
Yeah. So it's not like Child's Play.
Yeah.
Child's Play, frightening. I know.
Oh yeah, totally.
Also,
you never looked at your toys the same again.
That's true.
After that,
I mean, that's the whole thing. Is like that movie changes your whole perspective on shit.
Yeah,
like as a kid. Also, too, kind of not to go back to Child's Play, but something that I thought was interesting when I watched it is
this a Child's Play podcast?
Yeah, I think so. But Brad Dourif, who is one of the most underrated actors of all time, in my opinion, but Brad Dourif is like credited like 8th. And he's the voice of Chucky, and you know the guy that plays Charles Lee Ray.
Yeah,
but he's like 8th in the credits. I was like, really? Like I expected it to be like and starring Brad Dourif as Chucky.
Uh-huh.
No, He's just like eighth.
He was in Deadwood too.
Yeah, dude, he's in fucking Dune. He's like in Deadwood. He's in, dude, a ton of like TV shows, X-Files. Like, he's a great character actor. He kicks ass for sure. And
he just uses the same voice as when he was Chucky.
Yeah, well, that's probably because it's his voice.
I know, but I'm like, he didn't even try to like change it at all.
Yeah, he's great, man. In Deadwood, the scene that I always remember in Deadwood, which is so morbid, is when that dude gets shot in the head and he just literally looks at him and goes, "Don't stick your fingers in it." And like, I'm just like, for some reason that scene in Deadwood just like sticks with me as him as the doctor.
Well, because he is the doctor, and I think he's just pretty much tired of everyone's bullshit in town. So, I mean, he goes through a lot of shit between, saving people, all of the like rivalries and stuff like that. He gives no fucks anymore.
That's true. Mm-hmm. Big shout out to Brad Dourif. If you're listening, if you're listening, bro, you kicked a lot of ass in Deadwood. Is all we're saying. Okay, number 2 for me. This might make your list. I don't know.
It probably did.
I'm surprised.
We're usually on the same page.
I'm surprised that actually both my number 2 and my number 1 choices, one of them didn't make your list. Okay, so we'll see which one did or didn't. Number 2 for me, Pet Sematary.
That was my number 1.
Oh, man. Mm-hmm. Wait. We'll just have to wait on it. Just give me a big hold up.
Oh, I forgot to hold up. Wait.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Give me a big Halloween hold up. So, I'm going to stop right here from talking about it at the number 2 position.
And go to your number 1.
Go to your number 1 right now.
Okay.
Go to your number 1.
My number 1, Pet Sematary.
Perfect.
Thanks for
ruining it for me.
Yeah, Pet
Dude,
Sematary.
Love this movie.
I love it too, and I want to say that I think it was the first scary movie that I actually watched. I think it came out before Child's Play, and it just really hits home because it's so strange. And I was thinking about why I liked it so much, but I think it is because we did grow up like on a farm, and we kind of saw from a young age like our pets passing away, or having to deal with death like a little early when it came to things that we loved. And
like the time I accidentally killed a duck.
Yeah, like that time.
Yeah.
Did we mention that in earlier
I think
podcasts?
we did, actually. Yeah. Great.
I'm like, do you want to rehash that again? But, yeah, and it was just, it really creeped me out. It still creeps me out.
It's creepy on several levels. So, to me, it is creepy it's creepy like Pascal, for example, is scary in that movie. Like, I mean, there's so many different parts that are very frightening to me. So like Pascal in general, who's like even his like kind of messenger, you know what I'm saying? Like, he's just kind of a small character, but like, he's there
the whole time.
Yeah. And like, him having like a huge head wound, for example, very frightening. Certain scenes, like when the coffin falls at the funeral, pretty scary.
Her sister Zelda in that back bedroom,
that is the most terrifying part of Pet Sematary for me.
I think so too.
Is Zelda. That's a man in a woman's mask.
No way.
Yes.
Are you serious?
Yes.
This
is even more frightening. It's some frail man in a woman's mask.
Did I ever tell you there was one time when I was in like 6th or 7th grade, and me and a friend of mine, her name was Joanna Reese, we were staying up all night because that's what you do, like when you have a sleepover. Doy. And then we decided it would be a good idea to prank call this guy we knew. I mean, he was our age, but we decided to call him at like 2-3 o'clock in the morning, leave a message on the answering machine, and it was literally what Zelda says in Pet Sematary, but we replaced it with Jody's name.
Who was it?
Oh,
who did you prank call?
His name was Jody, but I can't remember his last name. But basically, we were like, Jody. And then, we were like, you'll never get out of bed again.
Good Lord. What's wrong with you? Yeah, we turned out okay. One of us did.
Nothing wrong with us.
At least one of us did.
But I remember Jody lived with his grandmother.
Good Lord. What's wrong with you? True confessions on the podcast today.
Sorry, kids. But she's the one that listened to the message initially. And Jody's like, he found out that it was Joanna, and he was like, "You almost gave my grandmother a heart attack."
You could have been You could have had blood on your hands. You and Joanna.
Literally, and I would blame it on Pet Cemetery.
Oh, man.
Because, yeah,
dude, that's frightening. Definitely, and I don't like it when Judd gets his Achilles heel cut with a surgical knife. Just the thought of it,
right? Yeah, the scalpel, just
like a diamond edge scalpel.
Oh God.
And then also kind of gross is when Lewis kisses his wife and she's all dead and she's got
her eyes missing.
She's got like goo running out of her eye socket.
Bringing it back.
Bringing
Full
the goo
circle.
back. She's got monster blood like fucking running out of her eye socket.
No, and two, like when Gage comes back and he's evil and he's on the phone. He's like, "First I played with Judd." Now
I want to play with you.
So creepy.
Mom has a huge crush on Dale Midkiff, by the way.
The guy
that plays Lewis.
Yeah, because he was in a Lifetime
movie about Elvis.
He was a poor man's Elvis.
She's convinced that he looks like Elvis. Mom loves Dale Midkiff.
I mean, I guess a little, but
similar.
So yeah, but
close enough.
Yeah, it's like the fourth cousin twice removed of Elvis.
Yeah, exactly. Like if you're
he has dark hair.
He's a guy.
He's
white.
Yeah, that's pretty
hair.
much. Yeah, he has hair and a face.
Yeah,
so.
Not bad.
Yeah,
he's pretty close.
I mean, 3 out of 12.
Yeah, he's got most of the similar features. But and they're remaking Pet Sematary. And I know we saw we were together when we watched the trailer.
The new trailer. Mm-hmm.
I don't know what to think about it. A lot of questionable things that they're doing here.
I think we're going to be completely biased. If I can give my unbiased opinion.
I'm going to be completely biased and I won't like it.
Yeah.
I mean, I like the new It movie, so maybe if it's like along that. Now, I noticed too, okay, so like my big thing was like the kids doing the ceremony. And you're talking about
in the trailer.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The kids in the trailer doing like the ceremony, like the ritual with the masks and stuff like that.
Yeah, that's a little too like wrong turnish for me. They just look like these bumpkin kids. I'm like, aren't you supposed to be in Maine? Like,
but I kind of was thinking maybe that's like a tie-in to like Children of the Corn or something like that. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
Like something like of that nature. Maybe that's like kind of like a tie-in in the King universe. Maybe that's what they're going to do with these movies is like kind of make them all a thing.
Or my other guess would be that somehow that the kids had knowledge that like somehow beyond, that big wood pile that they knew that something was terrible back there. And they kind of did like this ritual to protect the actual pet cemetery.
Also like It, where like if you ever read It, they do like what's called the ritual of Chud or CHUD. Don't worry. One of the girls bangs all of the boys in the book. Spoiler alert.
Is that the ritual of
They
Chud?
are kids. Yes. But they do a bunch of like weird stuff. Like they do like these rituals. They do like a what do you call it? Like a sweat lodge or a smoke lodge or whatever. Basically where they just get,
you just smoke peyote and pass out.
Dude, it's crazy. They're doing this ritual and it's nuts. But I don't know if it's like maybe connecting like those universes together, like the new It movie with Pet Sematary or what.
It could be.
It's definitely the best Stephen King horror movie.
By far.
And really, I mean, people give all the credit to Shawshank Redemption, but had that movie not probably been made, it's probably the best Stephen King movie, period.
Hands down. Because I'm not a huge Shining fan. I mean, it's good, but...
It's good, but it's also not really like the book either. So it's kind of its own thing. So I don't really put it in there. Carrie, that's a good one. Pretty underrated, really, when it comes to the Stephen King movies. People don't really talk about Carrie. That's probably the best adaptation. Like, it's very close. I mean, it's not a very long book, but the adaptation is very close. And Sissy Spacek, who doesn't love Sissy?
I know, right?
She's great.
She was Loretta, for God's sake.
But yeah, we'll definitely have to check out Pet Sematary whenever it comes out and hate it. Together. Or like it. We might like it.
We might, yeah.
Also, big thing, the fact that Judd doesn't have the Maine accent.
Yeah, that kind of really bothers me because
he's also like an outdoorsman. Like he's not even his neighbor. I think he just like is like a
hunter in the woods.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, because Judd's supposed to have a wife, but I mean, he didn't have it in the first movie. He was in the She was in the book, but
Yeah. He's an endearing character, but like the big part, even
it's that
in the,
road.
yeah, but his voice is a huge part of the book too.
Yeah.
Like it's
It's
definitely
written the way it would sound.
yeah, and that's not Ed Gwynn doing that's not his like creative choice to talk like that, or that's not his real accent. Mm-hmm. That's like Judd, the way Judd is written in the book.
Right.
So Ed Gwynn knocked it out of the park, dude. How endearing.
I know.
Between that and My Cousin Vinny and Herman Munster, that guy.
I mean, how could you not love
You
him?
could do no wrong. But
The two what?
To what did you just say Utes?
Utes?
Two
I love that guy.
youths. But yeah, so the fact that he doesn't do now, John Lithgow is a great casting choice, but he doesn't.
I
do the
concur,
voice.
but yeah, there was no
Shouldn't
hot
do the
eye in any of the vocabulary. That's what I'm looking for.
That's true. Mm-hmm. Number one. Let me get to my number one.
Oh,
here.
I'm sorry.
Since
We're still talking about you. Okay.
talking about the things you like.
Yeah.
I'm surprised this didn't make your list, actually. Number one, probably no surprise to anyone that's tuned into this podcast, my absolute favorite horror movie of all time. Like it so much, I actually stole your copy on DVD. Surprise.
Is it The Gift?
Number one, Frailty.
That one is so good too.
Yeah, love it.
It is a great, great movie.
Very underrated. I feel like one of the most criminally underrated horror movies of all
Absolutely.
time. Nobody talks about it. Awesome cast, okay? Bill Paxton writing it, directing it, making it a thing, starring in it. Triple threat right there, Paxton. But Bill Paxton, awesome actor. Matt McConaughey. This is like
all right.
and to me, it's like the first movie where Matthew McConaughey is like
Serious?
creepy Matthew McConaughey that he has done in like True Detective and done in so many other roles now. That's like his thing. But it's like the first glance that we actually see of Matthew McConaughey being more than just like a comedic actor or like a
heartthrob.
hunk.
Yeah, heartthrob.
A Transylvanian hunk. But yeah, and Powers Booth. Gotta love Powers Booth too.
Another Tombstone reference.
Another Tombstone, dude.
Adam probably won't get it because he's too busy watching Wyatt Earp.
That's true. But Bill Paxton, Powers Booth, little Tombstone reunion. Powers Booth always reminds me of Dad. I would say he would play, if Powers Booth were alive today, he would have played Dad in the
R.I.P.
made-for-TV movie of our life.
Of Diamond Dave.
So, but yeah, I love this movie. It's a great horror movie. The plot is awesome. So many twists, so many turns. I don't want to spoil it for anybody because I feel like so few people have seen it. I don't want to spoil it, but basically it's about Bill Paxton, and he has two sons. His wife has died, and he's a mechanic, and basically they're just living
Normal life.
their normal life in the 70s. And I guess the movie starts with Matthew McConaughey in the present day going to the police and saying, hey, there's a serial killer on the loose. The God's
And I know
Hand,
who it is.
The God's Hand killer, and it's my brother. I know who it is. And he tells the story about growing up, Bill Paxton, him, his brother, living a normal suburban life or whatever, and they grow up in this house that was the caretaker of the cemetery's house at the cemetery called the Rose Garden. And then the dad basically wakes him up in the middle of the night, said he's got a message from God that there are demons that roam the earth and that their family is going to be set there to destroy them. And they look just like
Normal people.
normal people. So Bill Paxton is just killing what looks like normal people. And
Because
boy,
God told him to.
because God told him to. And boy, is there a dilemma here. One brother believes wholeheartedly. The other one's like,
You're ape shit.
you're killing people.
Yeah.
And so I'm just going to leave the movie at that. You got to see it. You got to check it out if you haven't watched it already. Number one on my list.
Great number one. For
So
sure.
I'm surprised I didn't make your list.
I'm kind of surprised it didn't make my list too, but I only had so much room.
I only had
I
5.
only had 5.
The Gift, a great movie. I'm glad that you brought that up. To me, kind of more of a mystery than a horror film.
Right, not
but
horror,
it is
but
pretty
it-
scary.
it is-
at points.
There are some very, very creepy, psychologically disturbing points in that movie.
Dude,
So,
big shout out to Giovanni Ribisi.
Right.
Knocks it right out of the park. And Keanu Reeves.
I know.
I gotta give credit where credit's due. Keanu Reeves rocks in
I
that movie.
actually looked for that movie last night to see, and it was on Amazon, but they wanted me to pay $5.99.
Well, don't worry, because I have your copy of that DVD also.
Hey, anytime you want to borrow your movie from me, just let me know.
Yeah, if you ever want to borrow your movie back.
Who has a DVD player anymore?
That's true. I actually was like, so I've been really into Twilight Zone.
Maybe I'll get one on Black Friday.
Yeah, I'm going to line up
one
for
of those $15
This
ones.
one, yeah, this DVD player was $3. I got to wait in line at the Best Buy for this. But, yeah, the other day I was, I've been into the Twilight Zone, and I was like, you know what? I had the Blu-rays. House got robbed. Blu-ray first season gone. I remember that first season was like $85 on Blu-ray.
It's still like $85.
Well, I went to check it out. I was like, well, maybe they have like a complete series, or maybe they're doing something now. And the complete series is available at $60 on Blu-ray, which was tight, or for $48 on DVD. And I was like, man, $48 on DVD, that's great. And then I'm just like, but when am I ever going to watch a DVD?
I know.
And then in general, I'm like, when am I ever going to watch a fucking Blu-ray? Really?
Ever.
I
No.
don't ever watch Blu-rays anymore.
I don't watch DVDs anymore.
Yeah.
Ever. Yeah.
It's weird.
It's all streaming.
I watch my VHS and my laser discs way more than I watch a Blu-ray.
I know. That's why I hate like Black Friday ads. I'm like, get out of here with your $3 DVD. I'm like, who the hell's going to buy this?
Our cousin Ryan.
Yeah, and he'll buy the shittiest ones that they have at the store. Shout out to Cousin Ryan for your terrible taste in movies.
Dang, you're just like laying the gauntlet down. It is what it is, guys. Me and Ryan have a great time watching movies. So
your Cousin Ryan, not mine, obviously.
Oh my God. We'll edit that out. Anyway, but yeah, so those are our top 5 movies to creep you out this Halloween season.
And we also have a playlist.
Oh, you're making we're making
a playlist.
I don't know if we're going to make a playlist, but we should definitely talk about what's on our playlist.
Okay.
Because you have a playlist.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Just,
for your Halloween party that's never going to happen.
That'll never happen.
Like every year you're like, I'm throwing this Halloween party.
I want to have one every year, and then by the time it gets here, I'm like,
I'd rather die.
It's so much work. Yeah.
I'd rather die than invite anybody over, so it's cool.
It's not that I don't love having people over. It's just like, if I'm going to do it, I'm going to do it big.
Yeah.
But then
there's going to be chili. There's going to be toilet paper ghosts. I'm going to do it up big.
Yeah. I'm going to make marshmallow, like stick figure, like mummies.
Dude, yeah, that's great.
Totally.
We're going to have mummy
I'm
pigs in a
literally.
blanket. I will say this, big shout out to Joe's Halloween party. They had, they were awesome looking. They're like cookies. Okay. So chocolate chip cookies cut in half. And then they put marshmallows in the cookie and then like red food coloring. So they looked like, teeth.
Oh, sweet. Yeah.
It was awesome. Mm-hmm. It was really well done.
See,
big
that's
shout out
how
to
I would do it
Rain
too.
and Joe for the teeth cookies.
But I'd always be afraid that my Halloween would literally look like a fall party that you had in first grade. Like,
tissue paper.
Yeah. Chex Mix.
Yeah, Chex Mix.
Chex Mix Kool-Aid.
Cool. It's red.
Yeah, it's red. It's blood.
It looks like blood. Just put we have red and green. So it's either blood.
So it's blood or slime.
Or goo.
Yeah. Yeah.
What are you drinking? I got some of the goo.
Cup of goo.
Man, someone spiked the goo, I think. It'd basically just be me eating candy. Or
it would, me
chili.
too. Mm-hmm. Like, getting drunk and puking chili in the yard. Like,
dude, are you okay? It's like you puked your insides. Oh, it's chili.
It's just chili.
What did you eat? A bunch of worms? No, there's spaghetti.
And the chili.
She's spaghetti in the chili.
She made it Cincinnati style.
Yes, exactly. There was conies and everything. So, but yeah. I'll just be in a diabetic coma from my Reese's.
Candy, chili.
I want one of those 1 pound Reese cups. And I feel like I can just eat all of it for sure in one go. A couple bites probably. And done. I will say Reese's has changed the game, and this will probably be the last thing I have to say about Reese's because I'm obsessed with it.
Are they sponsoring this podcast?
Yeah, no, right. But so they've changed the game. So have you ever had a Reese's Nutrageous?
No.
Here's the deal. The Nutrageous is basically...
Is that a candy bar?
Yes.
I've seen it. I've never had
Reese's has gotten into the bicycle making business. So Nutrageous is...
what?
It's something totally different. No, it is definitely a candy bar. It's essentially like a peanut butter and chocolate payday.
Oh, because
Okay.
I love me a payday.
Yeah, same. So does our grandpa. Big shout out, Papa, loving his payday. So it's basically like a chocolate covered payday. Well, what they did was instead of covering, basically what they've done now is they've done away with the peanuts and they've put in its place Reese's Pieces.
No way.
And so it's like a Reese's Pieces
Payday without the peanuts.
chocolate and peanut butter covered Reese's Pieces payday. It is so next
I
level.
can only hope that on the commercial, that is how they describe it.
Dude,
like at length.
Sincerely, yeah. It was delicious, but I'm sure the amount of sugar.
That's going to be the full-size candy bars that I give out on Halloween night.
Look for them. They
Okay.
are nutrageous. This will blow your mind. You'll eat it and pass away from the sugar, I'm sure. So, who needs nuts? We'll just
When you
put
can have
Reese's Pieces
yeah.
instead.
Who
Same
needs
thing.
any of that?
Yeah, I'm going to substitute all the nuts out of my trail mix for Reese's Pieces. So now I have Reese's Pieces, M&M's,
M&M's.
and raisins.
Raisins.
Basically, that's all I have. That's all that's in there. But yeah. So as we're wrapping up, man, we've been on it. Halloween's a big day for us. So
It really is. Brings
Here-
back a lot of good memories.
a lot of great memories. So
Okay, can I just right before we finish?
that's what I'm saying. Let's get all the stories.
Let's
in
just
here.
get all the stories because this is
This is
again,
our holiday spectacular.
It is.
You know what I'm saying?
And this is how weird we were as kids. But I would try to convince Sean when we were little that I wasn't even real, that I was a ghost.
That you died in the pool.
Yeah, that I
was
drowned
super-
in the pool. And he was the only one that could see me. And everyone thought that I was just his imaginary friend. And then they went along with him talking to me.
Yeah. Boy,
If that was
we turned out fine. We drowned in the pool. And then you would do like the dead man's float in the pool.
And yeah, that was an
we
early
weren't-
psychological like warfare. I
Yeah.
don't know what
When
you would call it.
When we weren't pretending to be dolphins, Leslie was pretending to be dead in the pool.
To
Yeah.
totally fake out her younger brother.
Yeah, and we did pretend that we were dolphins, guys. You want to know the names? Our names were Golden and Graham.
After our favorite cereal.
After a great cereal. Probably not our favorite, but
it was
a good one.
I mean, it was obviously
It's decent.
memorable.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's Descent.
Which one were you?
Graham,
Oh,
obviously.
of course, I was Golden.
I'm Golden the dolphin, and I'm Graham,
The dolphin.
also a dolphin. Or maybe I was just Graham, and I had an imaginary dead
Sister dolphin.
friend. Also, why don't you tell everybody about the time that you went to Salem for Halloween?
Oh yeah, that was just a couple years ago.
I know, but the hotel experience I feel was
Oh my god.
horrifying.
It was
in a different
horrifying
way.
in and of itself. So Adam and I went to meet some friends who lived in Massachusetts, and we were like, we're going to go to Salem for Halloween. And they had another group of friends there that had a huge Halloween party with a bonfire and, drinking. And so just maybe like 50, 60 people there. And we didn't want to drive because our hotel was kind of far away from this person's house. So we decided to stay at a motel that was
Nice.
about, I don't know, a mile away, a mile and a half, because we knew we would be drinking and we wanted to be safe. So we just go in and we are greeted after 20 minutes of standing at the front desk, and we get our room, sight unseen, by the way, and we go
Probably
in-
a good thing because you
yeah,
wouldn't have-
had I seen it, we would have slept in the car. So, get our hotel room. We go in. There's 2 like queen size beds, so we were all gonna have to like stay in this one room. It had a small kitchen with a couple hot plates with dirty dishes still left over from whoever stayed there before, and
couple of hot dogs.
couple of like rotten hot dogs, no big deal. And the bathroom didn't even have a door that you shut. It was a pocket door that slid. So the toilet, and it was a stand-up like triangle shower with no shower curtain, nothing blocking, the water from spraying in.
Prison style.
Yeah, prison
Basically,
style
you just
shower.
walk into the alcove.
Yeah.
Get-
Tiled. And my favorite was that there was no like shower head on the shower. So you turn the water on and it was just like boiling hot water that splashed down on you. And someone had removed.
You said there's no shower head?
There was no shower head. No, like it was just the pipe coming out of the ceiling.
Good Lord. We just run a hose in the room.
Yeah.
That's fine.
So, but my favorite was that it was tiled and some of the tiles had been removed and it had writing on it. So you had to get up like really close and they wrote it like really small. But you get up real close and look at these tiles and it just said, "Fuck you."
Oh, that's great.
I was like, we're all going to die here. Yeah. No lighting in the back. Like when you came in at night.
Yeah.
No spotlights, nothing. Weed, like all in the drawers where the Bible was. And I was like, yeah, this is it's a little creepy.
Yeah.
We may not survive.
What were the sheets like? I imagine that.
We slept on top of them. Yeah. We pulled them back. They still had somebody's like dark, long hairs in them. And I spent $100 for this room.
Good Lord.
I know. I'm like, well, $100 is cheaper than a DUI.
True, yeah.
But we slept in our jackets and in our clothes.
I'd rather take a dirt nap.
I'd rather go sleep in the gravel outside.
Yeah.
Because that's what the parking lot was.
I'd
gravel.
rather be buried alive than this.
Than this. Oh, worst motel. Sorry.
We stayed at a really crappy motel once, and very similarly, the shower was weird as hell.
Was it triangle in the corner, prison style?
No, it was tiled though, and like the walls, like it's like tiled up the wall. And I remember like there was basically like a stream that hit you, but then there was like a separate stream, I guess, where the head was
dribble
was clogged of like dribble, but that separate dribbling was like 190 degrees. It was so hot. And
turn down this water heater,
for
bro.
a long time I had a picture of it, but in the shower, similar with the missing tiles, and like also too like a bunch of caulk, but a bunch of caulk,
just all in the shower.
They're like I guess re-putting the tiles on, and it's like all tube, like how it looks like toothpaste or whatever.
Yeah,
but it just said "eat shit," like so. Like in a missing spot where it had been caulked over or grouted over or whatever, it just said "eat shit."
Isn't that so funny that we've had two like very similar weird?
I took a picture of it and I had it forever. Yeah, eat shit. Okay.
Welcome.
Yeah. Well, people sure are friendly around here. Right. But yeah, man. Any plans? What are you going to do for Halloween? Halloween is
Wednesday.
Yeah, and today, when this podcast comes out, it's Tuesday.
I'm actually working.
Oh yeah,
on Halloween.
Well, tonight I'm going to go see Ghost. In Indianapolis.
Nice.
So,
nice.
Listeners, when you are checking this out, because I know you're going to listen to it as soon as it drops, tonight I'm going to be checking out Ghost in Indianapolis,
and I will be working at the Frankfurt Avenue Beer Depot. If you would like to stop on in.
Get some spooky wings?
Yeah, get some of the best wings in town,
Some of the most haunted cornbread.
that you'll ever have.
You should just have a whole Halloween theme menu. Just don't change anything.
And just make it like cheesy names.
Great sizzle words. Oh, yeah, man. The ribs are murderous.
The boo brisket.
The boo brisket. The haunted cornbread.
Yeah. The creepy cornbread.
Yeah, we have creepy cornbread and goo.
And goo. Mm-hmm.
But yeah.
The gooey green beans.
I recommend the green bean goo. If you will.
The Monster Mash meatloaf.
The monster. Oh yeah. Let's talk about our playlist before we leave. We have to talk about our playlist.
We have to talk about our playlist
because you just put the Monster Mash on there. So we're talking about. Well, you just mentioned the Monster Mash.
That is not on my playlist.
Yeah,
though.
Some of those songs that are just very Halloween-y.
I'm over them.
Yeah,
you can't do it like that one.
What are some songs that are going to make your Halloween playlist this year?
Definitely ones that are on mine. I'm trying to like bring it into the new age.
Yeah.
I mean, we all know Monster Mash. We know Purple People Eater, God, Ghostbusters theme. We all know those. Like
Ghostbusters theme.
Yeah, we don't need to add those on there at all. But Closer, Kings of Leon, Monster, Lady Gaga, an oldie but a fantastic, Black Magic Woman.
Oh yeah, that's
Santana.
Good. Santana.
I love that one. That's my favorite, actually. Like song to listen to around Halloween time.
That's a great one. Santana rocks.
He does.
I don't want to go off on a tangent
Underrated.
here. But, our generation and any generation probably younger than us, well, a generation younger than us probably has no idea who the fuck we're talking about. But our generation probably knows him from his collaboration with Rob Thomas of Matchbox 20 and winning all those Grammys. But before that, dude, Santana, his work in the 60s, 70s, amazing.
And don't even try to stop me when Maria comes on the radio because I will always turn it up.
Played by Carlos Santana. Whenever the owner and his son would fight at the music store, we would always play Smooth by Santana to cover it up, them yelling at each other.
Nice.
So
smooth.
Yeah. So fun fact for you guys out there.
Yeah.
My Halloween playlist, probably got to put Dead Man's Party by Oingo Boingo.
Totally.
One of my faves. I'll tell you what, man. A song that is probably a staple on everyone's Halloween playlist is, well, for one, Thriller. Got to put Thriller.
Of
You got to have
course.
Thriller
You
on there.
have to have that one.
But the point that I was making is, dude, that Rockwell song, Somebody's Watching Me, I will say this, okay? That chorus fucking rocks.
And it's because Michael Jackson is in it.
And it's because
that's exactly
Michael
why.
is killing it. And the rest of that song
Is garbage.
is trash. It is terrible. Dude, the lyrics and the verses are the worst.
The thing that gets me is, number one, he's too scared to wash his hair. And
I'm
then,
afraid to wash my hair.
And then he's like, who's after me? The IRS? I'm like, the IRS is after everyone.
Yeah. And you're you're afraid to wash your hair.
Like, it's time for you to see someone.
Here's
about
some
this.
things that are more afraid. Like, I'd be more afraid to go to bed or have the lights off
Right.
or walk outside to my car or any of this stuff. But no, he's afraid to wash his hair. That explains a lot.
Yeah. Not, I'm afraid to be in my apartment alone.
Yeah, I'm not. I'm afraid to take a shower. Like Psycho or something. Like, I get it, but no, the shower part doesn't bother me.
No, it's just washing his hair. Yeah.
This is real, genuine, visceral fear that comes along with Pert Plus
Hair washing.
Head and Shoulders. Dead Man's Party definitely is going to be on the old playlist for sure. Werewolves of London. Got to have Werewolves of London.
I also have Devil Inside by NXS.
Ah, nice. Dead Inside by Muse.
Oh, totally. That's on mine.
That's a great jam. That's a powerful
I love that
lick.
And how could we not put Rob Zombie on there?
Yeah, basically all of Rob Zombie's catalog will be celebrated this day.
Yeah. So the first 75 songs will be Rob Zombie. If you can just make it through those.
Yeah, if you can just make it through him just going, yeah. You're going to love this playlist.
Yeah.
Be like, oh, yeah, I made a playlist. Do you like Rob Zombie?
You're going to love it.
You're going to fucking love it. If not, give it like 3 hours.
Right.
4 hours.
Tops.
You're going to love it after that because we're going to play Ghostbusters theme right after this. Yeah. If I never hear the Ghostbusters theme.
And honestly, if I never hear Let's Do the Time Warp again, like, I get it.
I would never do the Time Warp.
No.
I don't want to do it anymore. I'm not a big Rocky Horror fan. People lose their mind about it. Not a fan.
Thank you. Okay, there's somebody else who's not. Because I feel like I'm a traitor to my generation somehow because I don't enjoy it all that much. But I don't know.
It is what it is. Tim Curry, I'm going to go on the record and saying it, guys. If you don't agree with me, that's fine. Start your own podcast.
Tweet about it.
Tim Curry, kind of overrated. There, I said
Boom. Dropped it.
Kind of overrated. He does kind of kick ass in Legend, and he's awesome in Home Alone too.
And I like him in Clue.
I always say this. People are like, dude, Tim Curry's so great. I'm like, yeah, but when Home Alone 2 is like in your top 5 best performances, what does that say?
It's because you're being a film snob again.
Yeah, it's because... What the hell's wrong with Home Alone 2?
Was Tim Curry ever in a Swedish film?
Pizza? Yeah. Compliments of the Plaza Hotel. I saw the Plaza Hotel once.
Did you?
Yeah, I drove by it.
Guest of the world-renowned Ding Dang Dong. Stay. Or no, it's Guest of the Ding Dang Dong. Yeah. I screwed that all
Ding
up.
Ding Dong.
What a game show name.
Yeah. Anyway, but guys, we hope that you have a happy Halloween. You have some movies to watch. You have some songs to listen to for your playlist.
After, again, just the first 3 hours.
Yeah.
Just get through those.
Get through Rob Zombie. You're going to love it. And don't put the Ghostbusters theme on your playlist. So hopefully you guys have a fun and safe Halloween. Also, before we leave, okay, because I just got to bring this up. What's with the fascination of being a hobo for Halloween when we were kids? Like, hobo is like such a hugely popular Halloween costume.
Because it was everything we had in the house.
Yeah, because you just wear old clothes and then you just like dirty up your face.
Yeah, it was like, hey, go play in the yard for 30 minutes.
Yeah.
And we'll just put these clothes on that are too big for you.
Yeah.
And then we'll just tell everyone that you're street urchins.
Yeah, we're going to cut a hole in a top hat.
Yeah.
Wrap
Put a flower in it.
Put a flower in it.
Give you a stick with like a...
With an old bandana filled with towels in it.
and some like canned beans.
A stick and bindle and some canned beans and send you on your way. What are you?
I know.
I'm a hobo.
I'm a hobo. Okay.
Man, my thing about Halloween though, like, I don't know if hobo, I guess that's
We
probably...
were hobos for like 3 years.
Yeah, exactly. Ghost.
Yeah.
What are you?
Charlie Brown ghost.
Yeah. Ghost with a bed sheet.
With flowers on it.
Yeah. Yeah, with flowers on it. A big pea stain. Big yellow ghost. I'm the yellowest ghost.
You're
yeah.
the pig pen of ghosts.
Exactly. But yeah, when people get... the thing is like, with Halloween, like, I'm sure nowadays, I don't even know if hobo's like a popular costume nowadays. I feel like that's like going to be considered one of those costumes where it's like totally insensitive to be a hobo.
I think it's
now.
going to be the caricature of hobo, like the riding on a train car.
Yeah.
You know, kind of
Tramp.
Yeah.
A rapscallion.
Yes. A scamp.
A scamp, yes.
Uh-huh.
But people go nuts about it. The way I look at that is like, when it comes to your appropriate costumes, just let your kid be whatever they want to be, and don't fucking put your nose in it because you're 30 years old.
Right.
Let Halloween and dressing up be for
Halloween.
kids.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying? Because you're in your 30s now, bud.
I remember when I went as an old woman for
Oh, yeah,
Halloween.
you
Do you
did.
remember that?
Wore
Had a
one of
wig.
Granny's wigs. Uh-huh. Yeah. That's great.
Nobody hollered at me for gentrification
Hey,
or like...
this is my
That's not even the
culture.
right term. Hold on. Yeah. For being ageist.
Yeah, you're ageist. Anyway, I wanted to talk about for some reason how popular being a hobo was.
It really was.
What a costume. But yeah, that was on my list of things to talk about. I think we hit everything. I think we hit
Awesome.
all the good stuff. Mm-hmm. So now we have no choice but to watch Garfield's Halloween, which we didn't talk about.
I'm actually surprised that we didn't talk about it.
We didn't
because
bring it up once.
That was one of the randomly, like, a cartoon for kids that was terrifying.
Yeah, I watched it just before you came over here again.
And were you scared?
It is frightening. It's also kind of weird at the beginning, but Odie is so cute as a pirate.
I know, he is. With his little peg leg.
Yeah. So it's kind of... It gets really frightening because of that old man in the chair.
Old man, like, telling that creepy-ass story.
Yeah.
And then he's gone.
Yeah.
He's
And
like,
then-
all right, I'm out of here.
Yeah. I'm out of here.
Well, I'm out of here. And then they hide in the closet, and he's like, I don't think they saw us.
Yeah. I love
And then
Garfield.
barely creeps open.
I just grew up to become Garfield, I feel like. I just love him so much. He likes lasagna.
He does.
And he hates
naps.
Mondays.
And he hates Mondays.
So that's what I'm going as for Halloween this year.
Garfield?
Probably.
I totally think you should. That would be awesome.
Just going to go as the human.
Garfield.
The Animorphs version of Garfield.
The animated that you hate?
Yes, the animation that I hate.
Yeah. You're
But
going to
yeah.
face your fear.
What do you have to say to everybody as we sign off here for this happy Halloween?
Oh, you always put me on the
I know.
spot at the end.
I would think that you would get it by now, but I guess not.
I don't get it. No, I never do.
Well, make sure you understand that I'm going to ask you this question during our Thanksgiving episode.
Okay.
Next month.
yay, we're doing a Thanksgiving one.
Sure, why not?
Awesome.
We're going to hit every holiday, 4th of July, Arbor Day.
Chinese Flag Day.
Yeah, Chinese Flag Day.
Yeah.
So we're going to hit it all.
No, I just hope everyone has a safe, scary, fun Halloween this year. No DUIs.
Yeah, no DUIs. Make sure you take an Uber.
Absolutely.
That's for sure. And if you want to get creeped out, get yourself an audiobook from Audible. All you have to do is go to audibletrial.com/Sean vs. Wild. Pick up that new Pet Cemetery, man. It's It is narrated by Michael C. Hall from Dexter.
Ooh.
So that's a
Even
win-win
better.
right there.
Uh-huh.
And when you do that, you can support the show. So audibletrial.com/Sean versus Wild. And while you're at it, guys, subscribe. If you haven't already, something tells me, this is a long episode. You made it almost 2 hours in here, bro. So if you haven't, subscribe, share it, tell your friends about it. And if you don't like what I said about Tim Curry, then I suggest you get your own podcast, bro. It is what it is. SeanVersusWild.com. And everybody have a fun, happy Halloween. Be safe. Get red Kool-Aid that looks like blood, green Kool-Aid that looks like goo, and some tissue paper ghosts, and then invite us to your Halloween party.
Yep.
It is what it is.
Or your fall party.
Or your fall party. The fall party cakes from Little Debbie, my favorite Debbie. If you
Or
want
the creepy ass pumpkins. Do you remember? Like the faces are always mashed and they never look like an actual happy pumpkin. They always look disfigured and sad.
Like a demonic pumpkin?
Yes, they always do.
Yeah.
Pick some up.
Pick some up. You're
Pick
going to
some
love
up.
them.
Yeah. Compare
You'll be
faces.
not only will you be afraid to wash your hair, you'll be afraid to eat some of your favorite Debbie snacks in the middle of the night. But yes, guys, happy Halloween to you. This has been the Sean versus Wild podcast.
Thank you for listening, DNN.